Hi everyone, in this video I'll be making 4 earrings inspired by 4 characters in the anime freiren. For freiren, I'm starting with a white flower bead and a golden bead. I'm stringing them through an eye pin and capping it off with a bluish seed bead. Next, I'm using my round nose pliers to curl the tip of the eye pin into a hook. I'm choosing a white flower because white is one of the main colors in freiren's design. Then, I'm taking a much longer eye pin and attempting to shape it into a circle. There are pre-made circular jewelry parts you can use, but I don't have any, so I had to be resourceful. This part can be tricky, so my plan was to focus on creating a rough circular shape and cleaning it up later. I'm using my pliers to secure it by wrapping it around to seal the end. One tip is to use longer wires to make shaping easier. Also, having a round object as a guide can help you get a more even circle. I'm refining the shape with the flat parts of my pliers to make it more round. And now that that's done, I'm taking a head pin and stringing a red bead into it. Once again, I'll curl the tip with my round nose pliers to create a hook, and hanging it in the center of the circle using a jump ring. This step is meant to mimic freiren's staff. For some extra flair, I'm using another head pin and stringing a gold bead and red bead onto it. Since my head pin is quite long, I'm trimming it a bit before creating a hook at the top. Then, I'm looping this through the circle so it dangles at the bottom. Now, I'm combining the flower and staff sections together. For the top, I'm using a jump ring to string a leaf bead, then the flower hook, and finally, the earring hook. And with that, my freiren-inspired earrings are complete. For Himmel the hero, I'm starting with blue flower beads, inspired by the blue moon weed flower. I'm also adding some blue seed beads in the center. I'm using my round nose pliers again to create hooks for each of the flower bead. I'm making 3 of these, and it's important that they are of varying lengths. This way, the flowers will create an interesting look when they're dangling at the tail end of the earrings. Then, I'm using a jump ring to connect them. The order doesn't matter too much because they'll look bunched up in the end. Next, I'm using another jump ring to add some leaves above the flowers. Make sure to load the jump ring in this order. Leaf bead first, then flowers, and then another leaf bead. This ensures that the flowers are centered. For the top half of the earring, I'm using star beads, of course, inspired by this iconic scene and Himmel's star-like qualities and charisma. And here's the final product. Honestly, I think these earrings might be my favorite pair. Now for Fern. I'm starting with a butterfly bead because of her hair accessory, and I'm also realizing that butterflies are a common symbol used in the anime. I'm stringing it through an eye pin since I plan to place it at the top of the earring, similar to how her hair accessory is positioned on her head. Next, I'm using purple flowers and beads because Fern is purple, and I'm using an eye pin and my round nose pliers to create hooks on both ends. I'm adding a purple bead to the tail of the earring, mimicking the purple tail of her staff. Now, I have all the parts and I just need to assemble them. I'm using a jump ring to connect the tail with the flower, then another jump ring, first loading the leaf bead onto it, and using it to connect the top of the flower with the butterfly bead. Finally, I'm topping it off with the earring hook. And there we have the Fern earrings. Simple, but I still think it's representative of Fern, who is quite a simple character. Finally, Stark. I'm starting with an eye pin and stringing a red bead and a black bead onto it, aiming to mimic his hair. Then, I'll connect this to a sword charm that I had. I know that Stark doesn't use a sword, but I felt this charm was appropriate for him as a warrior. One thing I would do differently is maybe use silver hardware for the Fern and Stark earrings. And that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed making these earrings with me. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite, or if you have any suggestions for other earrings I should create. Thank you!